a.m. to 3 p.m. in the city that is under attack. My cameraman had something come up where he couldn't be here with me today. And just like I began this 5-part series the other day, filming myself, something I have feared doing. I don't want anybody all up in my grill. But my father used to tell us when we were very young, he said, if you want something done right, you need to do it yourself. And my mother is the kind of person who would never let me give up. When I feel fearful, she's always right there to build me back up and let me know that I'm here for a reason and I will fulfill my mission. They support me in that. Thank you. I love my parents for who they are. My dad and I have had issues throughout the years, but we love each other, we've forgiven each other, and we're both in the healing process as well. But anyway, here I am in Bessemer at the public library. I want to take a moment here to talk about Kamau Africa. I mentioned him in my first segment. He's my fraternity brother. His birth name is Marlon Walker. This is his city. He knows everything about this city. He ran for mayor 3 times. He's got his pulse, a finger rather, on the pulse of this city and the surrounding areas. He's my frat brother. He's conscious. He's active. Since I've arrived here, he has placed me in contact with a number of people. The gentleman that works with homeless people here, who's an amazing man. We have gone to UAB meetings, Black History at Birmingham Southern. We go out to eat a lot, breakfast, lunch. He put me in contact with this city. When I learned that Bessemer is now coming under attack, he told me of a woman politician here. Very powerful woman, he said. She's a business owner. I immediately meditated on it. Something told me clearly, go into that city. So that's what I did. I met her. I took 3 books there. She had said that she was going to put me in front of the school board because this is just that serious. They're going into middle schools now testing for HIV without realizing the other side of it. So she took those 3 books, she told me, and she placed them in the, what do you call it, foyer of her business. And when I returned, maybe a month or so later, she said, you know, everybody wants to take that book with them. And I said, well, let them go, but keep one for yourself. And anyway, I had to return here several times. And I'm a 3 strikes you're out kind of person pretty much throughout life. I'll give it my best 3 good shots. Must be that sportsman in me. But if people don't come through on their word, then I move on to something else. But anyway, prior to coming to the library where I'm standing now, I went also to this place over here I'm going to show you. It is a women's shelter right behind the library where women who are troubled, have been abused, and have other issues can go to seek help. I went there and spoke to the lady behind the counter. I left several books. When I later returned, I don't think she had actually done very much with them. This topic is very sensitive and very scary for most people because it has been so ingrained in us what we think we know. But anyway, I left books there. Now I'm walking back down to the library. I'm trying to find a good spot where I can speak with you all without the wind blowing too much and without the noise from traffic going by. But that's the library down there. Again, the book event is going to be on August 19, 2017, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you know of any authors, local authors who've written books, and they want a place to showcase their work and be able to meet people who love reading, tell them about the event. This location, the fee is only $25 as opposed to $50 at the Pain Library, which I participated in last year, and you've seen that because I posted about it. But anyway, I want to thank my friend Kamal Africa. He also has put me in contact with a very popular radio show, morning radio show host here, 95.1 FM. His name is Muhammad Haki. From what I understand, he is very conscious. He likes exploring some of the issues that other people are too afraid to touch. He and I have spoken briefly. During the time I was supposed to be interviewed, storms raged through this area and damaged the power lines at the station, and I have not yet heard back from him. Again, I returned to Birmingham to heal where the pain set in. And I've been busy since I got here, and a lot has gotten done. And so I'm pleased about that. And it's maybe time for me to move on. I am missing Atlanta. So I'm working on that right now. I need to take myself and my work, my education, what I'm all about to the next highest level. For me, Atlanta is Atlantis. And we are making amends for the destruction that we caused when we became divided amongst ourselves. That's why you hear me speaking so vehemently about division amongst ourselves over petty little differences. This is something that has to stop. The ancestors have made it clear to me that they love me, they love people like me, they love all of our people. And we need to learn to love each other. Stop playing victim and get back to being the conscious God goddesses that we were created to be. Now, as I make my way back to my resources up here, yesterday I spoke to you about what it is that is the main problem. We are creating our own illnesses without realizing it. And through an understanding of the chakras and Kundalini, we are able to see our body parts symbolically. Spoke with, in the interview section on yesterday with Goldie about that. I'm going to be really working with him about taking a look at himself. But this book, Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. It has an alphabetical listing of diseases from A to Z and the consciousness that likely went along with creating those illnesses. And then next to it, the affirmations to use daily in reshaping your consciousness so that you can re-experience health. Okay? So this book. I also spent a good deal of time talking about how important this book was to me, that I give as gifts to people, but I never mentioned the title. I mentioned the author, Priestess Carolyn Arua Shola, but I didn't say the title. I'm going to zoom in on it here. Opening to Spirit. Contacting the healing power of the chakras and honoring African spirituality. You know, we are in the age of truth. I think we're going to really be speeding up shortly, and we're going to learn how many of us did not come over here on slave ships. We were already here. This is our land. We don't need to go back to anywhere. Before Pangea, when the landmass was called Pangea, before something cataclysmic caused the land masses to separate, we were all one land. Some people say we were over here before we built the Great Pyramids. We built them subsequent, from what I was told, to help rebalance this entire planet. In fact, the Great Pyramid is built dead center, in the center of the earth. So, learn of your history, your culture, your life in Kemet, the land of the black. Now, I'm here at Bessemer. Such a tragic situation happens in, as I mentioned yesterday, in all the areas where many black people live. Basically, our people are under attack, and the scientists like myself, the black so-called master teachers, even though each must master himself, have agreed that this is mostly about melanin, eugenics, genocide, profiteering, manipulation and domination through sexual fear and control, and strengthening world economies. profiting off of others' death. Isn't that horrible? Organ harvesting. We learned that after people have expired, and many have posed, what would happen if we exhumed the bodies of all the people slain in the last 35 plus years? What will we find? What will we see? Sometimes people say when you see your relatives at the funeral lying in the casket and you're paying your last respects, lots of high intense emotion going on during that time, underneath her fabulous dress is PVC pipes. I didn't realize I was even going to talk about this, but Spirit just said, hey, it's now or never. So, we are melanin people. See my presentations on YouTube. I do a presentation about the power of melanin. Melanin is in all things. It's not just in people because of their skin color. It is in the cellular structure. So it is not a dark skin, light skin ridiculousness. It is about the connection to God, dark matter. It's what makes us run faster, jump higher, love greater, do all the amazing things that we're emulated all over this world for. Melanin. Look into it. Now, if you're seeing this on Facebook, you already know, because Facebook University is full of people like me. We receive direction to go there against our own fears, and we have been busy raising awareness. And we expect you to pick up the ball and get busy on your own, so we can raise conscious awareness all over this planet. Bust up bogus HIV, bust up all manner of conspiracy, and get back to being the amazing gods that we are. I hope I'm making myself clear. Your illnesses that you've created to teach yourself more about who you are, and to learn not to seek outside yourself for help, but to go within and be, if you're a Christian, the Jesus that you're calling on. Be the Christ consciousness. Learn forgiveness of others and self. And readjust, realign, re-experience health. I'm going to reach down here. I have decided to do most of this spontaneously, extemporaneously. And I didn't want to use note cards, but I want to make sure I get everything in, seeing as I have called this a finale. Yeah, let's just recap. We began atop the Vulcan. We learned that Vulcan was Hephaestus, the black god of steel, not a white Greek. Remember that when you're riding around this city. Pay homage to the black god of steel, Hephaestus. Google it if you want to learn about it. We went down into the city. We spoke to Jacoby. What I really wanted to do was show what most people think about this bogus disease, and then speak to someone who has lived through it but has been helped by my work and other people like me who are out here exposing this issue, and then interview someone who's gone through it, and then come on into Bessemer, because Bessemer is under attack and they're not even aware of it. I went inside before coming outside to speak to the lady, to give her thanks, to hug her neck, because as many times as I had to come out here and press her, the lady who's responsible for getting books on the shelf was out handling personal business. But when she returned, because I called back, I followed up. She turned out to be so different than what I thought she was going to be. You see me post myself with them when they decided to let my book in this library, which I have used that at every other library to put pressure on them to allow my information. I showed her in my portfolio pictures that I had of her, pictures of myself when I was at the book event at Central Office last year. And I'm going to keep adding to it, because I'm going to be here on August 19th. Just like you see me now, wearing my Pharaoh hat. I'm the fly Pharaoh. Prince My ex-girlfriend told me I wore these glasses. She said, you should remember, we went to see Purple Rain when we were dating in high school. I said, oh yeah? I said, but doesn't this have the thing on you know, up here? She said, yeah, that was later. And she named the album The Third Eye. So, it's hot out here. You see my eyes. You see me in glasses, and I like these. Don't I look fly? Okay. So, we've covered in 4 segments what this tragedy is all about. Allowing television and people who think they know to tell you how to manage your life. Those days are over. It's time to become self-responsible and manage yourself. Manage your own health. Make conscious decisions to look into everything for yourself. And when you do that, you're in a greater position to experience or re-experience health. Calling on other people to help you is not the way. This morning I posted about strength. Strength is not being strong to lift some weights or get a job done. It's about that part inside of you that makes you realize that all the things that you're afraid of, you can actually get them done. I never thought I'd be standing here before you doing a documentary, just like I never thought I'd write my first book. But I was lying in bed one night, I was spoken about this. You know, spirit just moves and you get up. Next thing you know, I was sitting at my computer and 6 pages were written. And now, my second book, over 70,000 posts on Facebook and over 30 groups. That's work. And now, it's almost time for me to leave this city. I'm going to do that radio with Muhammad Haki, 95.1. I'm going to be here at the book event representing. I hope I meet you here. And I'm counting on you to discuss this with people in your world. Give them an opportunity to know that things might not be as we were taught. And they too can be like me. Save themselves and get back to living as normal a life as possible as we bust up bogus HIV worldwide. Break down HIV stigma. That's going to start with you. Stop rejecting our own people, especially when you don't have the facts. It does not make us look better to put others down. That's illusion. We are all one family. We all need to allow and accept our uniqueness, our individual differences, so that we can ascend together. Yo, fight!